what my homie Mike P say. Brother, when it's up when I get in the car, I'ma light one up. Hit the gas station, go and buy a cigar. You can smoke this blunt. Speeding on the sunset, stripping the nighttime, yeah. Trying to get fucked up. Brother, when it's up, when I'm smoking. I'm to the grave with this. I learned how to roll the plate before I say the shit. Yeah, it's 7th grade shit. I was fucking Okie pushing lemon haze and shit. Baddest fuck I had it, tuck inside my backpack in the front. My daddy found it in a month. He kicked me out, he had enough, so I got him. I'm in the kitchen baking pizza with a crust for a paycheck. I can go and spend on hella drugs, yeah. Spaceships when I'm up there. I bet I'm motion with the people all crushed, yeah. I'm in the party with the scrubs and the sluts, yeah. I'm rolling baby bigger than that was a touch, yeah. I'm on quarantine, but the weed man pulls up here. Got 100 packs for backwards. I can spend the next 4 months here. I spent 10K cash out, might pump up both blunts here. Filled up on gas and got high, but no stunts here. That's fun when I'm outside. Drop that don't waste time. Ass on my face time. Strap on my waistline. Push it in blood, hold it up, no play shine. Give a fuck out this cop. Put my hood on like Trayvon. All of the know is the W. But my plan, I feel like Raekwon. Anytime I get an L, it's when I'm throwing one up for the gang sign. I'm the king with the guns, but now you play the guitar on the baseline. I heard them saying they doing it first, I'm doing the shit for the 8th time. I used to want to fool, now I'm making a bet, I got one in the backyard. I break a lot of rules, so you know I'll be driving the whip like a NASCAR. Never in Hollywood, got a house in the hills, I still smack y'all. Never say no to the fun, I smoke until it's all the way down to the ass, y'all. Brother, when it's up, when I'm getting in the car, gotta light one up. Hit the gas station,
Flow so hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. You are now watching the phone. Don't let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone. I'm definitely in my zone.
Get hype. This is what we do. Yeah, live from Cleveland's finest podcast.
You are now watching the phone. Don't let me into my zone.
My man, good friend of mine. He's a media mogul out here in Cleveland, Ohio.
bitch, I'm higher than the star shit. Had it up so I can't work. You would think I got paid first. Pay that pussy out the frame. You would think I bitch gave birth. All these scenes, you would think that I hate church. And it said thou shalt not steal, but fuck that, I'll take her. Hold on, shut up. Who remembers my karma? Who remembers my broke ass when I had no food for my stomach? Who remembers
Let me introduce everybody. You got my man.
I like the energy though. Sorry. I'm hyped now.
Get hype. This is what we do. Yeah, live from Cleveland's finest podcast. They're not competition with Voice Radio. We're an online station. You know what I'm saying? We're online radio. From Cleveland's finest podcast, my man, good friend of mine. We done chopped it up plenty of time about all different types of issues. He is a media mogul out here in Cleveland, Ohio. Without further ado, let me introduce you to the DJ, the host, the man of Cleveland's finest podcast, Mr. Robert James.
Yeah. Rob J, Cleveland's finest, back and better than ever. Often imitated, never duplicated. I also have
sing.
and I do sing. I rap, rock. I do a little country, more of like covers, like Kane Brown.
All right.
I come from.
Oh yeah, you gonna be a part of the cipher later?
Yeah. You're gonna be singing.
You have
Of
no
course,
choice.
hello,
All right.
hello.
All right, cool.
Now we're talking. Now I'm excited.
Without further ado, let me introduce you to the DJ, the host, the man of Cleveland's finest podcast.
Don't.
Hey, yo, you think you're ready? Go ahead, turn the mic on. All right, go ahead. Let's roll. It's CFP, Cleveland's finest podcast. Cleveland's finest podcast. Are you ready? It's Cleveland's finest. Rob J. Back and better than ever, baby. And with me, I have, as always,
D Nerdy.
Jen.
coming off of the Quaker Sake show. So we went to Quaker Sake in Vermilion Hold on a second here. We got, yeah, good. You want it louder?
Oh yeah, we're good.
Oh.
Shit, we're good. Yeah,
That's pretty loud.
Yeah, we
That's-
are good.
I can hear you.
All right. So we went to Quaker Steak in Vermilion, and it's pretty nice. Tried out some food, and among those, we had the. He's holding up the trophy.
We won and lost, baby.
It was Team
God.
Cleveland's finest against Team. What's your opinion?
Oh, my opinion? It was a rough fucking weekend. Oh, never mind. We're talking about the show.
They, featuring, they had, of course, John Spalding from G1NBC in the house, and
Really?
we took him down, man. It was rough. Next couple of days, they're pretty rough.
You know, I mean, I thought they just sort of stutter-stepped. We just dove in like the fucking hair, man, and just got to the finish
you
line
could-
way too quick.
You guys were all about just getting it done.
Yeah, when it was go time, it was go time, man.
You went. You went.
But
You were purple for 20 minutes. It was
Oh my
hilarious.
god.
yeah, I was regretting that.
It was very damp.
It was like dodgeball in gym class, you know, when you're like, they just get a catch in the nut, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
it kind
no.
of just grazes. You're like, oh, that one wasn't too bad. Like 30 seconds later, you're like, oh!
Yeah, or take one straight to the boob. That hurts. And that sting that they do.
Wow, thanks for the
Getting one
memories.
on. Ooh.
You guys, I lost audio. You guys hear?
I can hear.
I can hear.
What the hell happened?
Are we? Oh, is it just him?
Is it just me? Is that you, John Wayne? Is this me? Oh, hey, you getting out a little bit? I can't hear you
All
now.
right, I can hear.
Oh, hey, now I can hear you.
I hit the off switch on my mic.
Oh, that's
That'll do it. That will do it.
Oh, dude, my boss, dude, read me a new one. He's like, hey, dude, I got new batteries in your mic. He's like, yeah, that only helps if you switch the fucking thing off. Oh,
That's true.
My bad, dude.
Whoopsie.
He's got a point there.
Well, I mean,
Technical difficulties. It's all right.
in a dive, you got enough. You got enough cord to stretch. I'm sorry, you don't really need a. You don't really need a.
So we did the ET challenge, and everything that I licked started burning.
Oh God.
I felt it go down and come back up. And if you're not familiar, the ET challenge is where you try their hot sauce on wings. However, we stepped it up a notch. We saturated French fries with this ET motor oil or hot sauce.
You mean jet fuel?
They looked dangerous. Like
know-
they were just bright orange red and just. I could smell them from about 5 feet away. They did not look appetizing to me. I don't do spicy, but they smelled upsetting. I'm glad I didn't go near them.
You could from like 3 feet away. You could, when you're smelling, it just lit up your nose.
Yeah, clear your
Dude.
sinuses.
I feel duped. You know, I mean, seriously, I feel like I was misinformed because seriously, if you ever need a kamikaze pilot, I'm your man. Strap me into that motherfucker, put a helmet on me, and it's woo all the way to the target. But, dude, looking at that outdated scale on the wall, I thought, oh, here we go, the triple atomic wing challenge again. No.
No, this is
Now they ramped it up since then, apparently.
eating fire. And you want a T-shirt along with that medal.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I guess
It's a memory, that's for damn sure.
I'm glad that we got to keep the medal in our home base here, even
Yeah.
though it's literally just children's craft supplies. But I thought it came out alright. It's very sparkly.
That's
That is
pretty
the-
dope. That is detailed. If you look at it,
Looks like a chicken wing.
it does on fire.
It's the most detailed chicken wing I've ever seen made. It's the only chicken wing I've ever seen. out
It's
of-
just it's my kid's air dry clay.
It's
so-
pretty dope. Pretty
All
dope.
right.
Cleveland's finest will be back, along with, what's your opinion? August 10th, Sports Day, one of their themed Wednesdays at Quaker Steak Vermilion. Out on the dock. Awesome place, awesome atmosphere, good people, good food. Good times.
It's August 10th, you said.
It is August 10th.
We'll have to let Jerry know. We do have her from Ball and Chain. Is going to be coming back to visit us again to talk about Loco Fest in August, which will be very cool.
Very cool.
Maybe we can get her to eat some hot wings.
Maybe we can bring the secret project mobile
Mm.
and do some podcasting on the scene.
Bring a little step stool this time.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I don't have to get picked up.
You know, I don't think the hardest challenge that evening will be to get to take down the wings. I think it'll be convincing people to. It's a great idea to take down the wings.
Well, I'm not touching any of that
We'll
stuff.
have our
So
whole nother wing challenge that night.
Oh God.
So
we gotta lay out parameters a little bit better this time, a little ahead of time. Make it a little bit more challenging rather than just everybody just gotta shove French fries in their mouth. Like,
Says the one who didn't do
yeah,
the
well, this is
challenge.
my job, is to mock you and make your life harder. And make medals. I'll make a trophy this time.
With all due respect,
there
General.
we go.
You didn't have to survive the weekend.
Would you do it for a trophy?
I get a trophy.
Will
I'll
there
make a trophy if you'd like.
Will there be some complimentary Tums?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I can eat those things like chiclets, man.
I read a joke the other day that said the most passive aggressive thing you can do is to order a trophy from a trophy shop that says worst trophy shop award and then never pick it up. And it made me chuckle. And now I kind of want to do it.
Writing that down on the bucket list.
Fantastic.
Just screw with the trophy shop. That's what I want to do. I'm going to upset an entire trophy store for no fucking reason other than I want to.
Also, at any given time, Cleveland's Finest has a squad that might show up at a OCW event. You never know. They have shows going on. Melanie Lake, September 17th, MMA at Yankee Lake Ballroom.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, we're back, baby.
Oh.
I like watching people beat the shit out of each other. It sounds fun.
Asses get whooped.
I could get into it.
I've had some really good times, man. Right there, just spit flying, ankles dislocating.
So I've
right in front of me.
never liked any of that stuff. But you know what? I never liked hockey until I saw it in person. And when
I
I
love
actually
hockey.
got to go see hockey, I was like, this is fucking great. They're going to kill each other. I loved it. But I can't watch it on TV.
My favorite part about seeing it live was all the shit talk.
Oh my God, it's so fun. And so, I mean, maybe like MMA, that kind of stuff might appeal to me more if I actually get to be there and, you know, feel the energy and everything. 'Cause it's not fun for me to watch it on TV. I just don't get into it.
Oh, it will.
Well, I'm in.
Live action, you feel the energy, the crowd, everybody. Oh, yeah. The different teams, the combat teams. So what was one of
Combat
them?
teams.
Well, Aries Combat produces amazing fighters, and then you have other ones out there. I was just looking at one earlier. They'll be there September 17th. Let's see if I can backtrack. Oh, Killer Instinct. The team will be there, known for competitive fighters. So to see these guys go against each other, there are some, inside rivals there with local attractions. And some of these fighters are selling tickets, bro. Tickets. And I've known a few that moved on to UFC.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. Good times.
I've known a couple guys in local places I've been who big beefy dudes all say that they're MMA, and every one of them claim they're undefeated. I just want to see one match. You're like, okay, one of you is going to lose that title. One of you. I don't care who. Just beat the piss out of each other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm into it. I loved WWF as a kid. Like, I was big Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, all them old school ones.
yeah.
Me and my brother watched it religiously. We had the pillow pals and the little figures and...
Oh, the wrestling
Oh,
buddies.
man, and we would use those moves on each other. I don't know how we're not dead. I mean, you ever had a full-on pile driver from a
yeah.
sibling? It's rough. I don't know how we made it, but we did.
Not from a sibling, but through a table. I backyard wrestled for 3 years.
The scars are my chair to the face.
I have a scar
Not from my brother, though.
A 3-wood.
Oh,
Yeah, a 3-wood. That was yeah.
introduce golf into the mix. That's classy, though.
Well, we weren't recording the thing yet. We were just like working through spots, and it didn't end well. I counted to 3 and then to 15, and I'm like, hey man, what gives? And moved the stop sign, and crack!
Yeah, I just got hit in the head with a golf club.
9 stitches, 7 external, 2 internal.
Oh. Well, that was much worse than mine. I think I had 3.
Yeah.
And my eyebrow looks funny for the rest of my life. That's why I pluck them the way I do.
It went straight
Fun
to the
Gen
skull.
fact.
Oh,
Explains that one.
Yeah, well.
I got an eyebrow ring ripped out that way.
Ooh.
It was fun.
You can call into the show 440-901-3560.
You ever had your nipples pierced?
Hell no.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story.
And
About a time my soul left my body, and I had a real plushy towel.
sorry about
We're
that.
echoey. Got it?
Good.
I'm drying off out of the shower, and I wasn't thinking about it, and it got caught a little bit on the towel, and these were like probably only a few weeks old, and I did feel my soul leave my body. It was very unpleasant,
Yeah, soul leakage.
awful. Ugh. I had a friend who had them too, and he had to take them out because his little boy kept yanking on him.
You ever have it infected?
No. No, my
That's
ear
what I worry
did.
about.
My cartilage. I have an industrial piercing that's took about a year and a half to heal, and my hair would get wrapped around it.
My cartilage, I have
I did, sorry.
That one got infected a lot.
about a year and a half to heal, and my hair would get wrapped
We
around
got,
it.
we got a side monitor that's playing the show as we're watching, so we can see your comments. You can comment in the little box there, chime in, interact with the show. But that should be the last of that.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I hate the sound of my own voice.
It's been a day, man. Raining like crazy.
Oh, it's been a week, man. I'm telling you, it's a rough weekend to start it off.
You wanna
I
give
don't know.
us a
Mine
little
was
insight?
good. Mine was good.
I beg your pardon?
Well, she had a good one, so we can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's start with that.
Well, I mean, I didn't, spend the weekend feeling like I was gonna shit my pants or anything, like you guys probably did. But
Well, that had nothing to do with the wing challenge. That was.
yeah, I thought you were still having issues
Oh well.
for a few days. So.
Into Friday, I did, and then
Okay.
Friday I end up with a 48-hour stomach bug, and
Oh.
it really sucks. So I mean, so the days following, the old butt pucker is like, no, we're not finished with you yet. So 4 days solid with a sore beehole.
Gotcha. No, I didn't really do anything that cool over the weekend. I was just referring to me not having flaming diarrhea. So I didn't have any of those problems. But
Well,
no,
that
my
didn't
weekend
work
was
out,
pretty
yeah.
chill. Some sleeping in, which is always nice as a mom.
Oh, good for you.
Well, the kids are kind of where they'll get up and they'll play video games in their room until I get up and feed them, or they get really hungry and then they'll bang on my door. But typically they don't bother me until 10 o'clock.
Well, at least they don't crawl all over your face like my cat does at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Logan used to.
Oh.
I'd wake up and he's like 3 and he's just standing there, peeking over my bed. Mom, may I sleep with you?
I have PTSD from the cats at our house. Like, it's crazy. I've woken up to one jumping on my head and grabbing me like a fucking pumpkin. Like, I heard, ow, woke up, bam, and then I fell off the bed. And in mid-flight, I'm trying to figure out, why am I rolling off the bed like this? Like, why does it go down like this? And, man, that's one thing, and then, like, if I'm rolling over or my toes twinkle, okay, bam, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm getting pounced at left and right. Like, when I sleep, I'm scared. I don't want to close my eyes. That's how I sleep in my house.
My cats don't do any of that. They'll get the zoomies or whatever, but they're like not in my room when they do it. Lilith, if she sleeps with us, sometimes she'll want pet in the middle of the night, and she'll get up and she'll bite. And she's tiny. I mean, you've seen her. She's itty bitty little dainty cat, but she's got real sharp little teeth. And she'll bite your thumb, like right here where it hurts the most, until you pay attention and pet her exactly how she wants pet. And if you're not doing it right, she'll bite you again, redirect you to which side what pet, and then you pet that part. And then when she's done being pet, she wants to snuggle up, but she'll start like licking the blanket, like she's nursing or something, and then I have to kick her out of the room because it's disgusting.
It's weird.
Oh, but she's so cute, and she's mean and horrible, and just the most adorable little bitch I've ever had as a pet. I love her.
John commented, said, James Webb pictures, question. It's weird, the irony that he brings it up, because I was, all last night, and then this morning I was looking. Have you guys seen the released footage from James Webb? All the different cosmic cliffs and galaxies and
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, from the news. Yes.
13 billion years of history just laid out.
That's pretty neat.
Oh, man.
I love that shit.
I collect as many of those pictures as I possibly can. I mean, it's, screenshot them.
Oh, God, yeah, I had Hubble's Hubble pictures on my background on my computer forever when I had a desktop. Or
It's
the Mandalorian, the Mandelbrot set. It was either that, SpongeBob, or galaxies, nebulas, stuff like that. It was usually space stuff. I love those.
Crazy seeing like that hodgepodge of gases and the history, as you said. Like, oh my god, like
Elements we don't even know of.
What trips me out is how big some of that shit is. Like, you see, like, it shows this nebula, right? It's like a big cloud, and it's so pretty, and you're like, it's 10 billion light years across, or whatever. They're not that big, obviously, but they're huge. I mean, you're talking about, like, if you wouldn't even see Earth in the scale of some of these space structure things that are out there. They're just I can't get my head around how massive they are. Jupiter trips me out how big it is when you look at it compared to Earth. And you think about, like, being on something that big, and then you see those, and it's like, that's bigger than our galaxy, some of this stuff, and it's just, I don't know, boggles my mind.
it's just this giant cosmic soup that's just still creating shit, and we'll never know what it's gonna do. Like, we just don't have the time or lifespan that to ever see what's gonna come of it.
It's pretty cool that we get to see some of this stuff from now. Like, I'm sure they're going to do a lot more cool stuff after I'm dead, but it's kind of cool that we get to see some of it at least.
Am I the only one that had an orgasm when I saw that they actually photographed the black hole finally?
I have not
I
gotten
got
to
a
see
little
that
moist.
yet.
I did get a little moist.
I did not see that yet.
It's like
Oh my god, it's wild.
I have not been online
the
much.
cream pie.
Straight up.
Thanks, John, for bringing that up. Also, hey, how you doing? One of my
Bobby
brother's
says,
old coworkers.
Odin is adorable, though. With his
Odin is
morning
causing-
on your body.
Odin is causing slight relationship tiffs. I mean, it's either sleep with the door open because she prefers the kitty cuddles, or and also me dealing with him having a little kitty prancing parade on my face saying, "Daddy, it's time to wake up and feed me." Get the fuck out of here. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, I swear to God. Oh, but he's so cute. Then you go fucking feed him.
No.
You go feed him.
I like the little dig-ins where you come in and start doing this little kneading.
That's a little bit. That's a kitty massage.
Like 9 Inch Nails digging in. And I'm like, oh my god.
They're giving you a massage.
Oh, that's adorable.
Right on my forehead.
It hurts though. I don't like it.
Yeah.
My cats are pretty chill, but they get on my nerves a little bit here and there. But that's what cats do.
And you'll have that. Next week, debuting. Did I say diabetes? Debuting on Cleveland's finest. New sports guy, SP, will be in the house.
SP.
SP, bringing it. We'll also get into, so we'll get back into sports headlines and whatnot. Any movie? News?
Well, Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool 3 said fuck you to Disney and started producing it himself.
Really?
Wow.
So we're going to have some continuity in what we expect out of Ryan Reynolds and everything that Deadpool is.
Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is such a treasure.
Yes.
He's such a treasure. He's so perfect.
Ryan Reynolds is a treasure, period.
Yes,
And
but
he was-
specifically for me, his Deadpool is just absolutely fucking phenomenal. He's so good.
Is it not weird to go from Deadpool to, like, look back at Green Lantern?
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, it didn't really catch my attention the first time I was trying to watch it anyway.
Yeah, I've rewatched it, and I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I like how much he makes fun of it. It's kind of fun.
DC movies on the whole just sort of lack anyway.
Well, yeah,
still
their
think
live
they
action
were-
stuff's not that great.
Peacemaker? I thought it was going to be the biggest.
Pile of shit. I love that show.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
so fucking
hooked.
funny.
Isn't it great?
It is so fucking funny.
Very good. It's nothing like what I was expecting at all. I really thought I was going to be bored senseless because a lot of DC stuff just does not appeal to me. But it's really good.
I mean,
Sounds, you know,
they tried 3 times to nail down an appropriate place for Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, at least in my opinion. And the only one that did anything for me was Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was amazing. The other 2 just...
And you know what? That sucks because she's great.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. I loved her Harley.
Yeah.
But I hated most of the other things about the other 2 movies. I just didn't care for them that much.
So, I kind of feel like DC's in the market like Okay, so we tried the whole Zack Snyder thing. It's just all a bunch of slow motion shots that pretty much add up to like 45 extra minutes of unneeded film. And, you know, everybody's taking their shot at, you know, Gotham, their interpretations, the Robert Pattinson, and now Christian Bale is talking about, should we do a fourth Christopher Nolan? And I think he's out of the market now. Because, I mean, you know, Robert Pattinson's Batman. Okay, let's stick to that. Like Joaquin's Joker. Let's stick to that. If that's what Gotham's going to look like from here on out, which is what the executive creative creative director of DC is now like pushing for, who's a huge fan of it. He's like, yeah, let's head for that. I think Christopher Nolan's take on Batman is done. It's done. Like, we loved Heath Ledger. And as great as Tom Hardy was as Bane, you know, is what he tried to pull together last minute. The writing for the story was absolutely atrocious. As a Batman fan, I could tell you 17 things that were wrong on that and take up probably this episode and 3 more episodes worth of shit that was completely fucking wrong and why I wanted to leave the theater. But Joker 2 is going to be a quasi-musical with Lady Gaga casted as Harley Quinn.
Well, I mean, I'm either going to love that or I'm going to hate it. I don't feel there's going to be an in-between.
I'm going to love it.
I love her. I absolutely love her. And she can act, too. She's not bad at all. I loved American Horror Story. She was great. You know, I didn't see that movie she was in.
Which one? That Bradley Cooper one.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that. Not my thing. But
she was naked in it. I don't care.
Oh, well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But I just think she's fantastic. She's got a lot of showmanship, and I just appreciate how hard she goes with her showmanship.
I really feel like she's sort of, maybe it's a stretch saying so, but she's this generation's David Bowie.
Oh, wow. Nice call.
Very artistic.
And she's hot, too. She's
very intelligent, very strategic with her career.
very talented lady. I like her a lot.
Classy. She's very classy and very artistic. She hasn't done anything that wasn't for art.
Well, and that's what I like about her music is it is an art form to her. This is her art. You know, her costuming is fantastic. Her videos are like little miniature movie productions. They're crazy good. I mean,
she is an embodiment of art. She's living art. That's what I love about her.
She's great. Yep.
She was awesome on American Horror Story, too.
Yeah.
Oh,
real good stuff. Absolutely
Hotel.
loved her. That was not my favorite season, but she was very good in it.
So have you guys ever saw like documentary shows like Alone, like
Oh yeah,
I didn't get to see that
wilderness ones where
I love those.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something like that. Because I'm trying to come up with ideas for filming season 2, which I have some stuff. I'm in the works, but Cleveland's Finest documentary, whatever, season 2, whatever it is, the docu-series on Geo.
There you go. I'm not going out naked in the woods with anybody. So
I've got
as long as we're not doing
Not
nudity,
that far, but
okay.
like think of that.
I've got a better idea.
Take the mobile studio, drive it out, and then survive for whatever.
I've got a better idea.
No electronics. I'm nothing. Well, I mean, filming. But
Sure.
Go ahead.
Send me out there. All right, just hear me out. Send me out there in one size too tight of underwear,
Oh Lord.
and then see if I survive the day debating whether or not I should take them off. Which is going to be more uncomfortable? I'll do whatever the hell you want. Just the real problem.
God.
The real problem is going to be how uncomfortable my shit is.
All right, we'll have a GoPro. We'll have a GoPro strapped to your junk the whole time. I say we do it. Go
Just
by a
have-
river. Okay, now we have to eat off the land.
Sure,
Right.
I'm good.
Okay, make a fort just for the hell of it, because we'll have the bus.
I'm really good at that sort of thing.
40-foot bus. We'll have a kitchen. We can have those amenities. All right. It's hard enough, but I don't know. I'll have to plan it.
Yeah, that's going to take a little bit of planning ahead,
Be a good episode.
I feel. Again, as long as there's no nudity involved. I don't want to...
Tell you what.
That naked and afraid shit you can keep.
You guys can do the planning. Keep me completely in the dark. Carry me out to wherever the hell, and then just give me the premise when we get there.
Do you have any bear noises recorded?
Not offhand. I can pull them up though.
Get some. Because
What's that?
Here, kitty, kitty.
Oh, speaking of documentaries, real quick, I just started watching The Anarchists on HBO. Just came out.
Really?
So actually, the Jerry, our friend from Ball and Chain, she's the one who told me about it, and her niece is in the docuseries. It's really cool. I just started it. I'm only finished one episode, but it's about this group of anarchists that was meeting up, and they follow them over like 6 years. And I don't know too much beyond that because I just started it, but it's very interesting in their position and how they feel about society in general. Is actually insightful. There you go.
Excuse me.
So we just have to hide some speakers in the woods and not tell him. We'll just ramp up the action a little bit, get the tension up.
Shake a stick.
For a second there, I thought that sauce was coming back.
It's gonna be him running around the woods in his skivvies all week. You guys don't hear the bear?
At that point, just be like, eat me.
Let's get it over with, Yogi. I don't have a picnic basket.
Yeah, could you adjust my picnic basket? I can't get it in the right.
Hey, boo boo, we're getting eaten.
While we're talking about series, have you seen The Terminal List yet?
I put it on my list yesterday.
Chris
and I started
Pratt,
it.
do it.
Is it good?
Phenomenal. I love him. Phenomenal.
I have to check it out.
Chris. Who?
Chris Pratt.
I love everything he does.
The Terminal List.
Yeah, it's really good. That's on Prime.
The Terminal List official trailer has Chris Pratt.
Investigations are still ongoing into the failures of Operation Odin Sword.
Failed missions resulted in the death of 12
So, what is this movie about?
It's about a SEAL team led by Chris Pratt that gets sent on a mission and is absolutely just demolished, obliterated, like they were set up. And only Chris Pratt and his buddy come home, and his buddy gets suicided, or so he kind of catches on, and he finds his wife and daughter dead, then goes on this giant rampage on finding out who did it, and
All right.
it's brutal at points.
Really?
And
I'll have to check it out.
Chris
I might watch
Pratt
it tonight.
Chris Pratt as a Navy SEAL, he did his homework.
Good.
Very, very good acting job.
Answers or blood?
I'll have to check that one out.
It's fucking awesome.
Me and the kids just finished watching all the Lord of the Rings. We just finished, and we watched all the extended cuts.
Did you see the new one?
New one?
Now the new one?
Are they? Oh, isn't it the Elven War or something like that?
Rings.
Oh no, they want to start The Hobbit soon, and I told them we could watch The Hobbit, but that I don't love The Hobbit. We'll have to check that out then, because I'm telling you what, they sat there and they'd watched all of them without being too weird. They're little, they're 7 and 10, and they were just entranced by the entire thing. They loved everything about it, except for the kissing. The 2 parts in the entire series where people kiss, they're like, oh my god. I'm like, they just have been through war and everything else. Let them have a smooch. Well, they can do it. I don't look at it. Okay, fine. But other than the smooching scenes, they absolutely loved it. Raising them right.
Nice.
Back with DC, Ezra Miller has finally, after all of the charges, proof of him starting a cult with underage teenagers and having them do things, DC's finally like, all right, we've had enough, Ezra. And are talking about replacing Ezra Miller as the Flash with Elliot.
Spencer?
No, what the? I'm drawing a fucking blank here. Elliot Page.
Oh. I think I did hear something about that.
And as usual, a big, huge rise up, like, oh god, you're ganging up everything, dude.
Okay, but I do feel like there's a lot of things that are being kind of shoehorned into stuff just to kind of be inclusive, but I don't feel that having a person that is just happens to be a trans actor playing a part, and that part has nothing to do with that. They're just a rich person for it. I have no issue with that.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Who cares?
Elliot
Just
Page
because
was what movie?
formerly Ellen Page, he's a trans man.
What was that movie?
He was in Inception, Juno, yeah, a bunch of stuff. Hard Candy.
Hard Candy.
That was a rough
fucking
one.
movie.
I love that movie.
I loved it too.
It was
brutal
very
to watch.
good. I feel like all of them should be done that way, personally.
Yeah.
All of them. Every single one, and worse.
That was mortifying.
Oh, it's good stuff. But I mean, I'm also a girl, too, so I didn't have quite the visceral reaction that men may have had to certain scenes. But very good movie.
Speaking of shoehorning debate, Ms. Marvel is the lowest scoring, lowest rated show Marvel has ever produced.
And it's not a real great bar. I don't know. I just didn't feel like I didn't want to even watch it. I didn't get into it at all.
I watched 3 episodes. I didn't mind the cultural thing so much. Like, I actually really enjoyed that. To me, it was just sort of like a generic superhero plot. Like, oh, it's a person from this background. Oh, they're put in an extraordinary situation with this object. Oh, now they have superpowers. Let's find out their origin.
Yeah. I don't like that. I just didn't look appealing to me.
We have so many of those already, and it's just, we're never going to see this thing again. Like, she's never going to play a significant role. No. It's like, okay, you are extending the universe. Just come out with your own damn Marvel channel already. Just do it. Just dedicate a bunch of directors, bunch of writers, get together with Marvel, and just go fuck off over there and create your own, your own channel. We'll watch it. But to, like, say you're going to take all the Disney budget, web together this entire multiverse over a span of 30 years, like, okay, you're getting a little ahead of yourself now. Like,
right. And I don't feel like other things they have that are way better, like Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was fucking nuts.
Moon Knight is bonkers good, and it's original, it's different. Like, it's not like any. Now, I'm not a comic person. I never have been. So a lot of this stuff is newer to me as a person who's watching it. But just as a person who doesn't know the comics and all that, and just watching these things as movies and shows, I loved it. It was something I hadn't seen before. They had their own story. It was different. They had a firm direction, and I really liked it. It wasn't a cookie cutter superhero kind of deal.
Right.
And I don't really hear a ton of people talking about it, but it's very good.
Oh, it's fucking phenomenal.
It's great.
I absolutely loved it. You're right. It was out of the park. It was totally... Oscar Isaac was fucking amazing.
And it was nonstop. It's nonstop. There was always something happening. I didn't want to quit watching for a second. It was great.
My thought was, like, as they're doing these Disney shows, and I appreciate it. Give the Marvel fans their fix on Marvel and what Disney's doing with it. But I mean, honestly, some of these I feel are kind of experimental, because in the grand scheme of things, we're not looking for like 6 to 8 hours of backstory for, of explanation of a hero. You're only going to see for maybe 30 seconds, if that, in a movie.
Yeah, well, like the whole all of Phase 4, I feel like it's hit or miss. It's real hit or miss with the shows especially. Like, there's just, some of it's good, some of it's like, it was alright, but maybe you're right. Maybe they're trying to experiment and see, like, what will work or whatever, but I feel like at this point,
right,
you're a little past experimental stage, and you should have a better idea of what you're doing and what your fans are going to like. And I'm not saying you have to do everything just because fans like it, but some of it isn't as good as... It doesn't hold my interest the way that everything up until now did. So, but I also don't do shows very well either. I tend to fall off.
What bugs me about Disney and Marvel and Star Wars, and I'm a huge fan of all of it.
Them, yeah.
All of it. But, I mean, Disney's got to be treading carefully in the political landscape. Because a lot of the backlash it's getting, a lot of the, is it left, is it right? Stop ganging up everything. Oh, now you've got multicultural. It's all required.
Buzz Lightyear.
Like, dude, as nerds, we're like, I don't give a fuck. Just give us a good story. You know what I mean? Those who aren't fucking fans of one side or the other have a lot to say about, what they're incorporating in their entertainment. Just forgetting the idea in the first place that, hey, it's fucking entertainment. Yeah. It's to the nerds, man. Let the nerds just have their shit.
Well, the problem is you have a lot of the nerds are the fucking problem. A lot of the fans are they get pissed about everything. And I know you can't make everybody happy, but I don't know. I just want to be entertained. I want to watch a movie, and I want to be involved. I want to be entertained. I want to be immersed. in the movie. I don't give a shit about all that stuff. I just want to watch the movie and love it.
Super nerds get so fucking pissed off about it too. Like I remember having this Batman debate. I put my 2 cents in about the Robert Pattinson Batman, and as always, you got that one douchebag. That's not how I remember Batman. That's not the storyline that I'm following. Like, dude, Batman had so many, like, hundreds of fucking writers and hundreds of universes. Just because a movie doesn't follow the exact one you fell in love with doesn't mean it's not canon. Who gives a fuck? It's artistic license.
They're supposed to be fun.
For some people, that's what they recognize as childhood. I mean, like Michael Keaton was who's Batman to me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I could see that, but I mean, now that we're adults and be open to the real world.
Well, yeah. I mean,
there's it's like doing a cover. Mm-hmm. Put your own spin on it. What did you think about Robert Pattinson Batman?
Loved it. Can't wait to see another one. Loved it.
I didn't not love it. I liked watching it. It was entertaining. I was entertained by it. But I feel like I didn't really see much Bruce Wayne, if that makes sense.
It wasn't about
I know
Bruce Wayne.
it wasn't, but I don't know that the way they were portraying that they had him playing Batman, I don't see him being able to even transition into Bruce Wayne. I don't see him being able to play Bruce Wayne at all.
But in the beginning, they also said, I don't see Robert Pattinson being Batman at all.
Oh, no, I could see it. Because I've seen him in some other stuff, and he's actually quite a talented actor.
With Willem Dafoe, The Lighthouse. Fantastic fucking movie.
Yes.
If you haven't seen that, Rob, you need to check that shit out, dude. The Lighthouse.
Lighthouse?
Yes,
He was
absolutely.
good in Twilight. I was a fan of Twilight. I really loved the story,
I was a Twilight tart for a while. I'm not going to lie. I saw all the movies on their premiere nights. I bought the collector's edition set, and I read all the books. And I'm going to tell you,
read all the books.
The books are hot garbage.
Yes,
Stephanie
they are.
Meyer is probably one of the worst authors I have ever read in my life on purpose that I didn't have to for a class or something. She sucks.
I'm relatively
The
sure
book
I can rewrite it and make it more interesting.
Oh, somebody already did that. It was 50 Shades of Grey.
That had nothing to fucking do with
No,
Twilight.
it was Twilight fan fiction is how it got started.
That had nothing to fucking do with Twilight.
No, but I'm just saying, like, just them taking that is literally was fan fiction. It started life as Twilight fan fiction, and it turned into 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, God.
That is how it got started being written.
Picture this vampire with troubled past, has a fetish for BDSM.
BLTs.
BLTs, yeah.
BLTs.
Takes Bella in a back room, ties her up, and starts whipping her ass.
And feeding her bacon.
That's a great story!
Pretty much. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how the thought process went, but I'm just saying the books were garbage, and the amount of money and things that they threw at the movies gave those books way more validation than they deserved. And the movies weren't even good. They were entertaining, though. They entertained me. I was entertained by them. I got into the story, even though I knew objectively it was terrible. And I don't care. I love them, but they're awful.
Nah, I dated a string of women who all were into the whole hype of it. So I read every fucking book, saw every fucking movie in theater, and actually had an opinion about the ending of the series, and really hated myself for it.
Oh, by the time we got done, my ex was fully Team Jacob, and then I'm sure he hated himself for it later, for even having an opinion. I mean. But
well, the end of the book series, it has is so completely fucking anticlimactic.
Yeah,
that they actually incorporate no. You're not gonna four books hype up how dangerous one species is versus how dangerous another species is, and not have an all-out fucking war.
Well, they did it in the movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I stood up and fucking cheered. I'm like, yes.
Oh, I saw
and
it.
Deserved.
I saw
Werewolf or what?
Werewolf all the way.
Yeah. It was vampire.
Technically, they weren't true werewolves. They were shapeshifters who happened to shift into a wolf form. There is a difference in that universe, But it was like they had the bad vampires, and then you had the good vampires with the werewolves, and then there was no battle in the books. And then in the movie, you get in there, and it's the first time it's been shown, and that scene came on with the big fight scene, and literally people were yelling. They were so pissed. They were upset because that did not happen in the book, because they were killing people. Like, people were dying that didn't die in the book, so people were just freaking out. I feel like we're beyond spoilers at this point in time,
Yeah.
right? So when they ripped that guy's head off, and everybody was just like, oh my God, that's not what happened. I'm like, settle down, Becky. They'll see what happens.
As opposed to Arrow just being like, nah, we're good, and just walking away. Like, really?
Right, that would have been...
Is that what you wanted to happen? Yeah, this is a fucking waste of a ticket.
I thought that, for that part, I thought they actually handled that the right way for how the movie was progressing and how the story actually went. But again, she's a trash writer. She's not good.
About you.
Not good. She should write books for, like, 12-year-olds.
Yeah, she
and
did.
keep it at that.
And you know what? As a writer, dude, God bless, man. You found your way into the market, and you made a shitload of money off of it.
Good honor for that, but their books are garbage. I mean, just because they sell well. I mean, Justin Bieber had a very good career before he was even remotely worth listening to.
But, I mean, you know, that also followed the trend of, like, Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying? Like, J.K. Rowling's dropped fucking Harry Potter, and it's literature. That is going to survive generations and still be as good as it is.
Yeah, nobody's reading the Twilight books anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was trash fiction. That's never going to measure up to what J.K. Rowling's did.
I honestly don't even know how that she got a movie deal for those books, other than they're about vampires and would appeal to, you know,
because
16-year-olds.
teenage girls are all over it, and it was basically a boy band in a fucking movie.
It was a good storyline, though.
It was a good storyline for an amateur writer. I mean, I could.
I'm saying for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movies gave it a lot more credit than it really should have had.
At least it had a vision. I mean,
Yeah.
Bella was a spoiled brat that didn't know what the fuck she wanted and played two dudes until they're absolutely, you know.
Bella's whole lack of personality, and everybody kind of makes fun of it, but that was on purpose. Bella is your every girl character. Bella is the person who should be bland and boring and have no character, because the people who are making these, they literally will make these stories about girls who you want to be able to picture yourself in that role, so they don't want to give her too much quirk or anything, because they want you to be able to see yourself as her. It's so stupid, but that appeals to teenage girls.
In the same way, the first person, like, you know, shots of a porno are like, yeah, it could be any dick. It could just be your dick. Just focus on the plot line.
Literally, yes. Literally, yes. Bella is, I guess, the equivalent of porno penis.
Bella is porno penis.
Porno penis doesn't need a personality.
No, it's just there to support the plot.
Exactly, and that's really all she is.
All I could think of is William Dafoe's dong.
Have you seen the pictures? Because once you've seen it, then somebody brings it up, and they're like, "Oh, I see it in my head now." Thank you for that.
I never, to this day, have looked yet. I'm
You're
saving
missing
that one
out.
for a
I
rainy
mean,
day.
He looks like a monkey dangle. You just can't.
I like watching that one episode where Joe looked it up, and the expression on his face once it popped out, he was like, oh, okay. We're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back on Cleveland's Finest. So you guys stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Because I said we'll be right back.
Yep.
So we got little commercial spots we're going to play.
What was that? So, Gizzard Coop, thanks for taking the time to do this press conference with us today. How'd you think your team did out there? Wings are good though, right? Best part of the game right there.
Good morning. I need to wash my car. Oh my God, the Bobcat! Oh my God! Get up! Get up! Get up! Go! Get up! Quincy! Watch out! Oh, shoot that fucker! Get out! Watch out! Watch out! It's a Bobcat! Attack my wife!
They make a judgment. How could they not come to that conclusion? They had sat in those seats and heard over 3 weeks of nonstop, relentless testimony.
Amber Heard tears up in her first interview after losing Johnny Depp's defamation case against her. Amber says...
So how do I put this episode together? How do I show Cleveland's finest?
Yeah, it's an all-night admission. So literally, and parents will just drop their kids off at 8 o'clock and then treat us as babysitters for $20. It's cheaper than a babysitter, so we end up entertaining kids all night.
Welcome to the day in a life, man. Yeah, what has he done for me lately? I see this dude blow up on the Harley, bro. Tats everywhere, and everybody looks over, oh, it's the pastor. I'm like, the pastor? Get out of here. Pastors aren't allowed to have tattoos. They're not allowed to ride Harleys.
I'm Pastor Paul from Beyond the Walls Church, and you're watching Cleveland's finest.
What is the word? That is the risk that you take in getting involved. Kind of cool how very useful certain.
What's up? It's Chris at Beyond the Walls. The pantry is great. The people show love. It's one great big family here. Amen.
I got a film crew here.
And Nate helps out with training. Wings, the guy who gave me the clothesline, he helps out with training and stuff. He was actually in our first ever wrestling match with Rockstar. Jake, he does the riding with me.
You're watching Cleveland's finest on G1 NBC.
Like dudes out of Rockstar that go to the WWE. We want energy, we want hype, we want to show that we're, you know, a stronger style of wrestling. I think it's a lot easier to get somebody to come to a live wrestling show and want to come back because there's so much excitement. But watching on TV, you sometimes don't get that energy you do from a live crowd.
Yeah, but that's where it's at.
Yeah, live is where you want to see pro wrestling.
Come on, boss. I got it.
Big match. Another day off. Not for here.
I got you, boss.
Yeah, he's a wrestler too. You be out there getting smacked around.
What's the point? What's the purpose? As far as the real aspect of it, as far as it being raw, it's about being honest, right?
What you doing on Monday?
Monday, hopefully I'm still breathing.
G1 NBC, come on.
G1 NBC.
Sorry, G1 NBC.
It's a lot of stuff going down. Y'all just gotta stay tuned.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just get your remote, keep the TV on.
Bring it back. Cleveland, we coming to the top of the map. Wait, we already there. Just gotta let you know we in our way up.
And what my homie Mike P say. Roll the windows up when I get in the car. Got my light one up. Hit the gas station, going buy a cigar. We can smoke this blunt. See on the sunset strip in the nighttime, yeah. Trying to get fucked up. Roll the windows up when I'm smoking. I'm to the grave with this. I learned how to roll the plate before I say the shit. It's 7th grade shit. I was fucking up, you couldn't let me hate the shit. Bad as fuck, I had it tucked inside my backpack in the front. My daddy found it in a month. He kicked me out, he had enough, so I got up. I'm in the kitchen, making pizza with a crust for a paycheck. I can go and spend on hella drugs, yeah. Spaceships when I'm up there. I'm better know some bitch than you rock bust, yeah. I'm in the party with the smokes and the sluts, yeah. I'm rolling baby, bigger than ever to touch, yeah. I'm a quarantine, but the weed man pulls up here. Got 100 packs of backwoods. I can spend the next 4 months here. I spent 10K cash. I might bump up low funds here. Filled up on gas and got high, but no stunts here. Gas on when I'm outside. Drive that low waist high. Ass on my face high. Strap on my waistline. Gucci fit, club, hold it up, no play shot. Give a fuck out these cops. Put my hood on like Trayvon. All of the numbers that got me on my plan. I feel like Raekwon. Anytime I get an L, it's when I be throwing one up for the gang sign. I got a kid with the guards, but now I can play the guitar on the baseline. I heard them saying they doing it first. I'm doing the shit for the 8th time. I used to want to rule, now I'm waking up and I got one in the backyard. I break a lot of rules, so you know I be driving the whip like a NASCAR. Never went Hollywood, got a house in the hills, I still smack y'all. Never say no to the fun, I'm smoking till it's all the way down to the ass, y'all. Roll the windows up when I'm in the car. Got the light one up.
My mouth a little tingly.
Oh, yeah. We're back on Cleveland's finest. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you're sharing the stream. make sure you check out the YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. Ling-a-ling-a-ling. Follow along. Great stuff. You can always watch Cleveland's Finest replays on Cleveland's Finest Facebook page. Or TikTok. You can jump on TikTok. There's some cool stuff there.
TikTok.
I did not know we had a TikTok.
I don't even. I wouldn't even know what to do on TikTok. Like,
I have a TikTok, and I have, I think, 4 or 5. Every video on there is me and my sister carving pumpkins with chainsaws.
Wow.
I've just never liked the sight of myself or hearing myself and playing back to me. It's so fucking weird. Like, I spent 7 years as a quasi-successful cover band musician, and I poured every ounce of my heart and soul into every show. And my ego is kicking hard, and then I go back and watch the video like, holy fuck, you fucked up there. You were flat there. What the hell are you doing with your hair, dude? Why do you keep rubbing your face? Like, yeah, it's just awful.
I'm the same way.
I miss those days.
Yeah.
I miss it critiquing. Next time
I miss being on stage. I miss singing.
I didn't have the, 60 hours a week to choreograph like Michael Jackson, I just didn't have the...
I do that while I'm doing dishes.
Do you? I can totally see it.
Yeah. Works out, though.
Here's the trick to cleaning your kitchen. You put Mambo number 5 on, and then you do a whole, dance routine with your broom, and it really gets you in the mood to, keep going.
To TikTok?
No, I just put on Mambo number 5 and dance with my broom for a few minutes. Then I get in the mood to clean. It's my energy up.
Whenever I'm on the cook line and I got music going, I just cannot resist the urge to get into it.
No, you gotta.
Makes it fun. Aerobic, if you will. The Billy Blanks of burger flipping.
Billy Blanks.
I dig it.
Oh.
So, the Mexican pizza is back. Have you tried that since it got back at Taco Bell?
Well, if they have that, that's what I'm getting. Clearly, if we are gonna do Taco Bell at some point.
Well, I'm glad you have the fucking luxury of just having the whole wrapper in your lap, and you can just daintily eat it piece by piece.
You ever seen me eat? I don't do anything daintily.
Yeah.
You've never seen me hassle off a Loco burrito, okay? It's actually pretty disgusting.
Dude, oh my god. If I'm driving, I have to go burrito.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the photos of the Burger King that was retro 90s? That was hidden behind a Dunham's wall?
No.
Yeah. And just recently, I wish I had the files on that one. But it was perfectly clean, too. Passed inspection, I'll tell you that.
Like an archaeological dig.
Yeah, that's
wow.
weird.
That's pretty cool.
Wild. You got some weird, wild...
Well, I have one news story I wanted to bring up, and it's kind of more of to me, a serious topic. I mean, it's kind of funny when you first hear it, but there's a lady that's on TikTok complaining about she went to a horse ranch, and it's one of those places where you can ride horses, and they told her she exceeded the weight limit to ride a horse. And while I can understand how that would be embarrassing and probably unpleasant, because I have been a larger person, I used to be about 300 pounds, and I have had an issue with a roller coaster. It was not real good. They had accessibility seating. I had to move. So they had to stop everybody and move me to the fat people row. It is embarrassing, and it hurts your feelings. But at the same time, the weight limit for a person with TAC is about 250 pounds. And this is according to equine specialists, people who study horses and know what they're talking about. Shouldn't go over 200. So their limit for people was 240-ish. Well, she was bigger than that. And now is throwing an absolute fit about how this horse ranch is terrible and doesn't tell people that they have these rules. This is a standard across the board kind of thing with horse riding places, just so everyone knows that they do have a weight limit. That's a living animal that is now carrying a load around, and if that load is too much for it, you're going to hurt it. So I guess what I wanted to kind of bring up is this, to me, is upsetting. That we're going to, is this horse ranch going to get canceled by people now? What are we doing? How are her feelings about the matter even remotely important when we're talking about the health and safety of an animal?
You're cracking open the entitlement fucking Pandora's box. I mean,
Yeah.
It's like a meme I saw earlier, something about mansplaining, and they're making fun of it. And there is also a story, was it they were somebody was discussing the movie, like I think it was like Demolition Man or something.
Did you say mansplaining?
Mansplaining. It's I guess you would call it a liberal term.
All right.
One I would hear
What does
more
that mean?
commonly.
What does that mean, though?
As far as I've seen in anything in context, it's more or less being a man interrupting a conversation to correct somebody in their facts.
Specifically a woman. Specifically, it is meant to describe the phenomenon where a woman's speaking about something and a man assumes she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about, so he interrupts and talks over her. And it is a thing that happens, but it's mostly, I think, just somebody who's a know-it-all douche. Now, as a woman, it is definitely more common for a man to do it to me than I've never had a woman jump in and correct me like that. So even though I know it's a liberal term and it pisses people off sometimes, it is a thing that happens. As a female, especially like when I worked in a car dealership in the service department, and so I'm working in a generally male industry, and sometimes I would say, well, I think this is or that or the other thing, and a guy would blah, 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 and then it would be fun to be right. Because, like, usually it was the car's owner telling me why I was wrong. I'm like, you're here because you don't know, buddy.
Right.
Just because you're a guy, you having a penis doesn't mean you know what's wrong with your car. You don't want to listen to me, that's totally fine. I'm going to walk you over here to one of my other coworkers who are men, and they're going to tell you the exact same thing. So it is a thing that I have experienced, where it's just a man who thinks he knows more because he's a man. So specifically to me, that's what mansplaining really is. So from the woman's perspective, it is a thing that happens, and it's really aggravating.
Okay, well, that's specifically defined. However, I've seen it taken out of context where it's completely abused, and it's just coming from somebody who doesn't like being corrected.
Or doesn't like a man having an opinion about anything, which is also a thing that people will throw mansplaining at any guy who tries to talk about anything that and has an opinion you don't agree with.
So the specific instance I saw online was that the dude who wrote the entire script and movie, Demolition Man or whatever it was one of the popular movies, overheard somebody describing the plot at a Starbucks and asking questions about it, and he's like, well, I can actually answer that for you. Oh, you mansplaining, just go fuck yourself. Like, all right, fine, I fucking wrote the thing, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, people who don't like being corrected because they, rather have the pride of, being right in front of their friends as opposed to being, actually learning the correct thing.
But that brings you to an even deeper subject there, and that is this whole kind of feminist idea that you have to be ready to combat men at any time. Like, it's just a combative thing. Like, you have like that situation. Why, just because he's a guy? If it was a woman, would they have listened to him, or did they just not want to hear what he had to say because it was a man? So which is it? Like, there's women out there who are just ready to they're just ready to fight the patriarchy, and by that they mean be shitty to any guy that comes anywhere near them that isn't part of their little crew. And that, I think, is bothersome too, because it just, this whole, like, identity politics in general piss me off. But just because you're a woman and you know that these things happen doesn't mean that every man who says anything ever is wrong and shouldn't be listened to. And everybody got all up Joe Rogan's ass about saying that white men were being silenced, okay? And while I admit that the way he can be a little hard to deal with sometimes, but at the same time, does he have a point?
That's the beauty of Joe Rogan. Like,
he doesn't care, and that's fine. That's fine.
But he's willing to, see it from someone's point of view. Let's agree to disagree. That's what I see it with Joe Rogan. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah,
I love Joe Rogan.
And he's steroided or not, he's buff and
he's intelligent. He's hilarious. Like, I enjoy listening to him. I mean, even as a source of entertainment and opinion, sure, fact, go check out your own facts. But I mean,
no, I don't have any issue with him personally.
The idea just blows my fucking mind. Like, I used to know somebody. I'm in contracting during the daytime, and I just used to blow my mind. Some of the simple things, like I had a conversation with a female friend, and we're just like arguing over something practical, like what fits there? We need a part for this appliance, and we're trying to measure it. I can't find anything that measures in this unit. I'm like, well, actually, because you don't measure it in that unit, it's measured this way. well, I don't like being corrected. But really, it's just a. I know these things. I'm trying to help. I mean, you know,
I'm saying people are so combative.
I mean, if you want to go and get the wrong fucking part, go back home and realize it doesn't work because you want to take all that extra time to just go prove yourself fucking wrong like an idiot. Then by all means, you're not wasting my time. But I'm just trying to help.
Yeah, yeah, and that's I don't think it's ridiculous how people just kind of. All you're worried about is how you feel about a certain thing and not about how it actually is.
Now, regarding the horse thing, I just keep thinking of, like Peter Griffin just jumping horseback and the whole thing just breaking in half.
Right, but I mean, they are living animals. They are only so big and they only have so much bearing ability. And I understand that it may be, not pleasant to deal with, but at the same time, they were right to tell her no. It wasn't a personal thing.
So is it about really, like, in instances like that, and let's just, like, try to, like, in certain issues of entitlement, like saying, oh, my feelings versus this, or my feelings versus that, like, are you really just that terrified of shattering your perfect little world in order to accept reality for what it is?
Well, that's the thing, is an insecurity, yes, but it is people who don't want to accept the reality of their situation. The reality of her situation is she is a larger person and she is too large to ride a horse. She does not want to hear that reality. We had a customer who broke her driver's seat because she exceeded the weight limit and it broke. We replaced it under warranty. It broke again and someone finally had to tell her, ma'am, we can't keep fixing this for you. You're exceeding the weight limit for the motorized unit. Right. I'm not even going to discuss the things that came out of that woman's mouth regarding the person who told her that, because it's not worth getting into, but she was heated. Well, guess what? What do you want us to do? It's just magically breaking? It's not a faulty part, I mean, people need to be more accepting of the reality of the way things are and stop worrying so much about how they should be. Should I have to carry a rape whistle and pepper spray when I go down dark streets? No, I shouldn't have to, but I fucking do.
Right.
Because that's the reality. The reality of the situation is that is a problem. The reality of the situation is horses can only hold so much. Reality, I feel like, in a bigger picture conversation, reality is something we are just trying to get the hell rid of. And just worry about how people feel about shit and what people want and then what they feel they deserve to have. Rather than discussing the realistic parameters of these things.
Right.
And it's a very pervasive thing in society right now. Everybody's feelings matter more than what is really going on.
Oh,
and
man.
It's infuriating to me. And I think it's a huge problem that we have, especially with our political environment and everything else.
Right.
Is we're only worried about how people feel about stuff. When the hell did we become such pussies in this country?
I mean... Okay, I watched this awesome fucking documentary. I think it was called 137 Shots. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
It was specifically about Cleveland. A couple of instances where a couple of African Americans were victims of excessive police force, and you hear the whole story.
Did you pause before you said African American to think about how you're going to phrase that?
No. I was thinking about how the story actually went.
But you know how many people? Like, and I worked in a different location, it was a different area, brought different kind of customers. Like, I always noticed that white people would phrase people, like, whether it was black or African American, they would stop and pause before they did it. Like,
you know why? Because people get mad at you.
Yeah.
I mean, you say the wrong thing. Do you want me to say people of color? African American,
right.
black
why,
people,
it's regional
vibe there.
And it is. I think regional is.
It's regional.
It really is.
Certain things are accepted certain places. I mean, you're just kind of searching for the right one.
You say black man, they're like, what? What about him?
Exactly.
Right, we're not like I don't want to piss anybody off. I'm not a shitty person. I mean, whatever. Say whatever you want me to say.
Passive respect is really trying to,
Yeah.
But anyway,
I feel bad. I gotta go by Caucasian or white.
Don't fucking
totally
call me.
peach.
I heard something. My buddy I work with today said something interesting. He said, "I hate it when people call it race and suggests that there's a winner." Got a fucking point there.
That's like that weird I'm 17 and smoking weed for the third time in my life kind of deep, but I get it. I get it. I get where he's coming from, for sure.
But anyway, I mean, like, regarding, people's feelings versus the actual reality of things. hell yes, I'm on board. I'm 100%, you know, just as angry as, you know, the blacks in Cleveland about how they should, you know, balance things out and, you know, really, you know, hone in and have stricter policies, you know, of what law enforcement can and can't do, what they're allowed and allowed not to do.
And repercussions when those rules are broken.
But at the same time, I'm still thinking, like, dude, they did something to be a catalyst towards that. Like, you wouldn't have been chased if something didn't happen.
Yeah.
If you didn't fucking... I keep hearing Jim Carrey from Liar Liar, stop breaking the law, asshole! you know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, can we find a middle ground somewhere where a safe way to put the reality and where a way you can accept it?
Yeah.
To where it's, you know, I mean, if you're too big to ride the horse, maybe you should drop a couple pounds before trying again. You should be able to, like, accept that as a human being instead of just blaming everybody else around you, blaming the fucking horse for not being strong enough to carry your ass.
They have elephant rides, too. But it's all in communication and being able to handle the fact. Like, that's a situation where a lot of it rides on whoever is responding to this woman and handling the situation, and whether they can convey it as, you know, the reality of things.
Yeah, but I think when you have a situation like that, those people don't want to hear that reality. You can say, you can try to present it in a, like, this is just the physical limitations of, I mean, I was just saying on the way over here, I can't ride rollerblades anymore because my ankles are fucked up. So I wish I could ride rollerblades. It pisses me off. I can't do it, but I can't. And that is just something I have to accept. Me getting on the rollerblades and bitching about how it shouldn't have a broken ankle doesn't fix my broken ankle. It's still broken because I'm stupid.
And for the most part, I have seen, you know, on a day-to-day basis, people are generally polite. They don't want to disrespect anybody. I mean, anybody you see at the supermarket, you know, nobody's particularly offensive in one way or the other. People try to respect each other, and that's awesome, you know. But there are the rare instances that...
Unless you're at East Lake Walmart.
Certain personality types, Karens, that are super entitled and hold their feelings, their fragile feelings, in front of everything else, and it just completely blots out reality. And my concern about that is we do far too much catering towards that. That's not our problem.
Well, and that's, I think, a huge issue with a lot of things that we're dealing with, you know, in society right now is... We are trying so hard to cater to everyone feeling good that we're now getting to a point where we're just fucking it up for everybody other than, like, those 5 people. Like, you good?
Sorry, I turned it off. It's that cycle. It's that generational. If you look back, it really is.
And a lot of the problem is that we can't even talk about it. We can't talk about it. Because if I say anything about certain subjects that isn't agreeable to certain people, then I'm viral for being a huge something phobe, and everybody hates me, and I can't go out in public for the rest of my life because I don't agree with you on whatever it is.
Remember that I think it was Bill Clinton era where, like, all of a sudden TV went PG, and, like,
yeah,
you didn't see cussing, you didn't see partial nudity, nothing, like, just clean cut.
Oh God, yeah, wasn't that when, like, Playboy just stopped nudity, like, for a span of time? Like, there is an era that Playboy wasn't allowed legally to depict nude women
in sexual acts, I think.
That was the extent of it, but Playboy just took it more kosher.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't know. I've never paid any attention to that.
Well, there was a time. I mean, it was an article I read. I never actually was stupid enough to buy one, but yeah, it was an article I read.
That's like if Uber wasn't allowed to take drunk people home.
I think it's a weird...
You're kind of blowing off your entire demographic, asshole.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a weird...
I need to ride home. Oh, I can't.
I kind of feel like it's a weird phenomenon, though. I mean, because, you know, like, this generation of entitled people are, you know, so focused on their feelings, and, you know, they get what they want because you didn't, you know, say something the right way. But, I mean, I feel like if we're...
Instant gratification, social media.
As far as we can go, Miss Horseback Riding Lady, is an apology and an explanation on why it can't be done, why the limit is in place. That's as far as we can go. You got to meet us halfway and realize, hey man, There's a reason that this is in place. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. Here's a coupon, go spend it in the fucking gift shop. But dude, you got to accept your end of the bargain, man.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's a generational thing, because I see like some of the most entitled people I've ever met in my life are in their 50s to 60s, like the boomer generation. Fucking the most entitled people I've ever fucking met, and then younger people too. It's not. I can't tell you one generation of people that aren't entitled. I mean, shit, my age group is the Karens that everybody's talking about.
We have that. It's America.
It's just our society is everybody wants what they want and fuck everybody else.
But is it more apparent now that we have social media, or is it always the way it's been? Because my concern...
No, I think it's always been that way. I mean...
My concern is... It's like, we always talk about taking it to a parenting level. Well... no one likes the kid that's like, blah, 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 blah. It's okay, Timmy, just go ahead, time out. Ooh, time out, so, we're hurting Timmy's feelings. Maybe we should just let him have what he wants, and then you fucking breed these goddamn Karens. But take a look at the nation as a whole. Oh, these adults who were little fucking Timmy are now all pissed off getting their feelings hurt. Well, let's just, legislate some laws for that then. Everybody just be aware that these people are sensitive, and just let them cancel people. Let them have their way.
Isn't that what our government's supposed to do, though? Is protect the rights of those?
Well, isn't our government just kind of being bad parents right now?
Aren't they always?
I think we should abolish the government entirely, but that's just me, and I'm sure a lot of people don't agree with me on that one. But I do feel like we need to go back to, I don't think all societal norms are bad. I don't think all forms of societal shaming are bad. If someone's acting like an asshole, everyone should say, hey dude, you're acting like an asshole. Not being scared to tell that person and just giving them what they want, like he's a spoiled toddler. Tell them, call them out, call people out.
Maybe we're being assholes in somebody else's eyes, but that's the First Amendment, man. That's why we have this show going on. That's why we have the freedom to talk about what we're talking about. However, assholes interjecting themselves in society doesn't automatically give them a bill of waiving saying, you're the customer, you're always right. Oh, fuck you. This is America. I'm going to kick you out of my store because I have that right. I have the personal right to sell you jack shit if you're complaining. Yep. I don't care what your complaint is. I don't even care if you're right. You're acting like an asshole, then you're getting the fuck out with nothing.
Bye, Felicia.
You know what I mean?
And I think we need more of that. I think that there is a place for societal shaming. I think we should bring some of it back. I think people should be able to call out shitty behavior, and that the 6 loudest people in the country shouldn't be the only ones who are allowed to have an opinion. Think about, we're legislating stuff based on teeny tiny percentages of our population, and it can it doesn't matter if it negatively impacts people, but we're only dealing with problems that are just these handful of very niche groups who just happen to be really loud. What are we doing about anything else? What did we fix taking a lady off a syrup bottle? Did we fix something? No, we didn't fix shit. No. And I'm not saying they shouldn't. I don't give a shit about the bottle of syrup anyway.
If you think about it, both, Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben are both long-term staples and ultimately credited with the recipe. I mean, dude, aren't you honoring them, if anything?
And they did it with Land O'Lakes butter too, which I thought was really hilarious because the way they handled it was just to take the Native American out and keep the land, which is basically what we fucking did in the first place. I really thought it was a little tone deaf the way they handled that one.
That's pretty fucking funny.
Because now it's just a pretty field. No Native American lady. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't have changed these things. I don't give a shit. Uncle Ben, Uncle Joe, I don't care who's on my rice. I don't eat that shit anyway. I make my own rice. But what did we fix? We spend so much time just trying to smooth people's feelings over instead of actually addressing real fucking issues.
Okay, I dated this really fucking crazy chick one time. Really nuts. And only reason I share this story because it's hilarious. Because we were talking about, I was like, well, how did you get on your philosophical standpoint? And she literally told me that she spun a wheel when she was 17 and landed on liberal, and that's what she's going to do. Okay, cool. We had, everything was fine, but I mean, every time we got into a conversation over the phone, it was literally a matter of seconds before she turned it into some, hyped up issue. So one time she calls me, and I literally looked at the timer on my phone. I was like, how long is going to take this time? I'm going to start the topic with when Batman versus Superman came out. And, like, there's no possible way she can turn this into something controversial. 30 seconds in, she's like, oh, I know it's a great movie. You didn't watch it. Well, because Wonder Woman was in it. For once, we have, there's a superhero that females can relate to. But I know plenty of chicks who love Batman. I mean...
But we've had Wonder Woman's been around for a real long time, honey.
Right.
It doesn't mean the movie's good.
And then she went on to tell me, she went on to spit this, like, statistic. She's like, did you know 3.5 million women marched to have a Rey piece on the new Star Wars Monopoly board? Like, dude, you took 3.5 million fucking people to march for a centimeter big fucking pewter piece?
I'm going to tell you a secret, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. You know this. Rey wasn't that interesting of a character. She was all right. I loved the movies. They were entertaining. I enjoyed them, but I don't care. I'm not emotionally attached to Rey.
I liked
her hair.
I could think of, as a feminist, way more productive things to do with 3.5 million women.
Yes.
Like, I mean, go, dude, march for your shit. March for your cause. I'm all about it. Respect for women, equality, absolutely everything.
What we should do, get 3.5 million women together, cook a bunch of really awesome shit, and not give the men any. That would make more of a statement than that.
Yes!
Fuck you, get your own chicken.
But you're that pissed off that you didn't get a Rey piece on your fucking Monopoly? Then don't just fucking buy it!
Okay, though, I will give them props because that level of petty is something I aspire to in myself, and I've never accomplished. That is some petty-ass shit.
Yeah.
Over what?
They automatically, like, she automatically assumed, unless that was a complete bullshit, stat, but that's what she told me, that it was all the men's fault. So you're saying, oh, well, we're going to put Kylo Ren on T-shirts. And we're going to put, when Avengers came out, Captain America, Iron Man. Oh, where's Black Widow? Well, ever stop and think logically that maybe as a corporate mind you went and took a survey and said who's your favorite superhero, and the ones that got the best votes went on fucking T-shirts?
That brings up a good point, because that is a two-part kind of situation. One, they're gonna put merch out for the characters that sell best. Two, unfortunately, Black Widow doesn't have any kind of a mask or anything, so everything they license with Black Widow is Scarlett Johansson's face. That's a whole different kind of licensing. That's a whole different cost. It costs them more to do stuff with the actor's actual image than it does to do with the character they already own.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm sure that it's probably, I don't know 100% how it works, but someone was explaining this to me because I was pissed off about not having more, like a Black Widow movie back in the day because I love her.
Were they mansplaining?
No, this is just a friend of mine we're talking about. Like, it costs them more to, like, use the actor's face on stuff. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But you know what? They're going to sell what people will buy. It's the same thing with, like, men and women's sports. People don't watch women's sports as much as they watch men's sports, which means that they don't get as much revenue from women's sports as they do from the men's sports, which means the women get paid less than the men do. Now, am I saying it's fair? Not saying it's fair. I am saying that that's just how it is. And I don't 100% feel like it's a sexist thing that the women's sports make less. People aren't watching them as much as they watch the men's sports. Plus, so is it really a sexist thing, or is it just financial?
Plus, who are they marketing to? There's a bigger market for male nerds between probably 9 and 40, and more than 50% are fucking probably virgins that are going after all the merch.
Yeah.
And not to mention, even before the Wonder Woman movie was put out, or even on camera, there's still little Wonder Woman fucking, panties and nightgowns all over Walmart. Always have been.
Yep.
Can't remember a time there wasn't.
I know you also have, little girls are also, I'm female. I really always have liked male superheroes, too. I mean, I loved Wonder Woman. I had the underoos. I'm not going to lie about it. I loved her. I had the little stuff, the old school stuff. But I love Thor. I love Iron Man. I like Batman. I mean, just because they're man, female, doesn't matter I like the characters I like. Now, I think it's a little less with guys. Guys don't typically have that same equal gravitation, I think, across the board. Like, you're not going to buy a bunch of female character merch, probably. Are you going to go out?
Are you kidding? I'm still looking for a Black Widow t-shirt.
Well, you might. But
Well,
I'm saying,
X-Men.
like...
Yeah, X-Men.
Yeah.
I collected female.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, a shirt. Are you going to go out and buy, like, a Wonder Woman shirt?
Rose.
Probably not.
Exactly.
And then that's just what people prefer. So they're going to put out what sells the most, what they think they're going to make money on. That's all.
Yeah. But then you had to fucking have 3.5 million fucking women who didn't think about anything logically go fucking march because of a piece of Monopoly board.
They're probably the same ones that said that stupid Ghostbusters movie only failed because a bunch of sexist, misogynistic, patriarchal assholes didn't want anybody to see it. And really, the movie was just garbage. Have you seen it?
It sucked.
It was hot garbage.
It had nothing to do with females. It just fucking sucked.
It was a terrible movie. I didn't care that they were women. I cared that the movie was bad.
It was a generic plot, and I'll be fair about that. Suicide Squad, the first one, was the exact same fucking plot, minus ghosts. It was the exact same plot. If you tore it down, it was the exact same fucking plot. It was a trash fucking movie.
It wasn't. No, it was not good.
It was only marketing. It was only marketable because A, the name, and B, the actors in it.
The other one I did like better.
Because it had something to do with the original plot line.
Yeah, I did like the other one better. I actually have not seen Birds of Prey, which I'm really sad about right now.
Have to.
And I have
it's
to.
It's on HBO Max. You have to.
I have
like
not
tonight,
seen
go
it,
home, watch
but
it.
I did like the other Suicide Squad movie. That one I thought was better. I enjoyed that one a lot more. The first one, and plus I hated Jared Leto's Joker so much. I hated him so. I've said it before. You've heard me say it, and
that guy just needs to fuck.
That's on my list. That's on my grievance list. Joker.
Did anybody see Morbius?
I started it. No, that's not the one I started. No, I was. Is that still in theaters? Because they brought it back or something? Or
No, they threw it on. It was like basically straight to video on Prime, and it's like, okay, you can
Is it
watch
on
this at
Prime
home
right
for
now?
20. No,
Oh.
do I hear 17? No, do I hear 14? No, do I hear 6? Anybody at 6? Does anyone want to see?
This is like that U2 album they crammed onto my phone that nobody wanted.
Dude,
all over again.
I am the first person to be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna rent that. I don't give a shit if it's $40. I'm renting it. Morbius, not even at 6, man. I can't even. I watched the new Nick Cage flick before I decided on Morbius, which, by the way, was hilarious.
Is this the one where he's him?
Yes.
Oh my god, I've been waiting to see that.
Funny beginning to end.
Is it streaming right now?
No, it's I
Theaters?
rented it for $20.
Oh, okay. Because me and John were talking about. We're big Nick Cage fans, and we'll watch all of his bullshit movies. But I'm like, I want this movie so much.
Hilarious beginning to end.
I want it so bad. So I'm very excited to see that one.
I got hooked on the new one with Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson.
I watched 5 minutes and fell asleep. It wasn't. I just
What
didn't
is
watch it
this
at the right
one?
time.
What is this? I do like Kevin Hart.
I fell into it as it gradually grew on me. I forget what it's called.
The Man from Wisconsin. The Man from
Toronto.
Toronto. That was a weird fucking city. Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
I love Central Intelligence. That
was
movie
a
he
good
did
one.
with The Rock.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I did not think I was going to love that movie. But I've seen it like 4 times. I absolutely fucking love that movie. I think Kevin Hart's great. I think he's hilarious. Yeah. His stand-up's not bad either.
I love him on roasts.
I want to do one of those. I think I'd be really good at it.
I would love to partake in one of those.
I think I'd be great on one of those.
We'll have to write that down.
'Cause I can be a snarky bitch when I want.
We should have that as a competition. Just sort of roast the shit out of each other, and just see who has the best score.
We could have all of our listeners rate us. You know, we have a little scorecard on the page.
Like, oh, burn, like back in the day, like the Mama So Fat kind of, exchanges and snaps are what they call them.
Cleveland's finest rap battles.
No. Yeah, he fucking win that hands down.
Yeah,
I can't rap for shit.
That Blondie song, John's like, you should sing this at karaoke. I'm like, there's this part where she kind of does this weird white chick rap thing that I'm not going anywhere near because I'm going to sound even stupider than she does. That's tough.
We should do a karaoke contest.
Oh, God.
I'm in.
Yeah, dude, shit. Probably out of the 3 of us, I'm probably the worst.
Well, you're not, what?
I don't know. I mean,
for me, it just depends.
Dude, your
on the
Elton
night.
was
I
on
can't
point last
guarantee
time.
Anything.
I what?
We both did Elton one night, and both our Eltons were on point. I feel
I'll
like
have
we
good
both did
nights
Elton.
and then the nights. Or it's just like, it all depends on the DJ. Gotta have Gotta have that good mix, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You can make anyone sound decent. You know? Give me a decent... dance my ass off.
There's no on and off switch for suck. Like, on the board. It's nowhere. I've looked for it. You can't stop somebody from sucking. But yeah, the right mix, I will agree.
You know what? The only thing is my biggest problem with karaoke is I can't hear myself. So I have to like kind of try to listen to myself, but I can never hear myself. And if I can't hear myself, I'm always afraid I'm off key, or I don't know. I like to be able to hear what's coming out of my mouth while I'm singing.
I've always thought there should be monitors.
Yeah, I kind of if you had a monitor that would make I would be happier. But I mean, I still whatever. I enjoy the shit out of it. You guys ever want to do karaoke? I'm in.
Mm-hmm. So did.
I've been practicing a few songs that I haven't had a chance to debut for you yet.
I mean, we could set that up. August 10th.
Yeah, I'll rock some karaoke.
Oh, we can do that. I've got no problem.
Have voters, have the crowd reaction.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh God, if we do it on the 10th, isn't that what are we doing on the? We're gonna be
the return to Quaker Steak and Blue with actual footage.
I can actually make that happen. We can do karaoke. I can make that happen.
We had such solid footage of that wing competition, of the whole event, and just the stream dropped and it didn't record. But we got a good half hour of it with Jimmy and Reynolds.
Well, at least we got a little something out of it, I guess.
I was having a existential crisis with a burn going down, then coming up, and then going down again.
That was not weird.
Yeah, that has to be pretty distracting.
Like a cloud in your chest for a minute.
Yeah,
and then it ringing and pouring shit down into your shit.
It sucked so bad.
And holding in a fart for like a half hour.
I mean, I've gotten completely forsnickered on tequila and had similar kind of what I'm imagining, but without the spicy. Like, have you ever had the tequila shits? That's rough.
I've never been forsnickered.
First, you got to wake up and figure out where you threw your shirt. And then you got to figure out where the bathroom is and why it's 2 p.m. and who the hell is in my living room. And once you figure all that out, then you can go to the bathroom and oh my God, it's the worst. I'm so glad I don't do that anymore.
How did your underwear get in between the box spring and the bed? And like, where'd that go?
Look, man, if you go to a Guns N' Roses concert and you aren't doing tequila shots, you're doing it wrong.
That's what I hear.
More like, whose fucking underwear is that in between the? Because it's not mine, then sure.
How did I flood my bathroom? That might have been kamikazes, actually.
Yeah, I hooked on these little puffer things, little paper.
Yeah, I got one of those too.
Like, it doesn't replace a cigarette, but like, tastes good.
That's how I got off of smoking cigarettes. Was just those stupid e-cigs, that look like a cigarette with the little blue light at the end. Those were a bitch though, because they ran out real fast, and my car was just covered in those little cartridges, little flavor packs. They were all over the place. These are a lot better. I have views now.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and just double down and risk it all. I mean, I first time I took a puff of it, I didn't give a fuck what flavor it was. It tasted of snowflake, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go back to the John Wayne approach to giving myself cancer.
I mean, there's nothing like lighting up a cigarette after a meal, after sex.
I can't even. I don't think I could smoke a cigarette now after having been off of them for so long. I think it would just make my body hate me.
I think it would just fuck with my mind too much to be like, I'm associating the possibility of lung cancer with cotton candy.
Yeah, I
fuck cotton candy for me over.
I don't know. I mean, I noticed that my sense of taste and smell improved a lot, and that was kind of a big thing because I was like, oh my God, my food tasted better after a while, and I didn't have that weird, you get the cigarette fingers. I always had cigarette fingers. It just smelled like, yeah. So for me, it was just like, it was also kind of how I was presenting, as a female. Like, I don't want to go around smelling like an ashtray. Like, I don't mind the smell of cigarettes. Generally, it doesn't bother me. It used to when I first quit. It bothered me. It doesn't bother me now, but I like smelling nice and girly. So cigarettes were kind of not conducive to me smelling nice and girly. So
all great points. I've quit smoking for 11 months one time, and it is what they say. Like, you start again. It's all it takes is one, and you're hooked again. And it really did suck. I mean, because my vocals were back where they should be. I was like an octave higher, and I was feeling great, and I could run a mile again.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but I felt healthier. But at the end of the day, my ADD is like, fuck you. You're going to take these meds and you're going to get fucking jittery for like 3 hours and you're only going to calm with nicotine and fuck you, you're smoking.
Yeah.
Okay, brain, thank you for the advice. I'm going to die now.
Well, those medications can really fuck with you, though.
I've tried the anti-smoking medications that the doctors give you, Chantix.
Oh, I think it's just Wellbutrin, isn't it?
Yeah, I tried that. No, well, Wellbutrin does do that, but there's Chantix.
Yeah.
I took 2 doses, and I've never felt more miserable or depressed in my life.
Wellbutrin made me suicidal. Like, I was literally writing letters to people, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, what is wrong with me? What am I even upset about?
Not even sad.
And the next day I called my doctor, I'm like, this is what's going on, and they said, don't take any more of it. And within a week, I was evened out. I mean, I've literally gotten off of all of that shit. I take my Adderall for my ADHD because I need it. But like antidepressants, I was on a mood stabilizer, anti-anxiety. Now I just smoke weed. And you know what? It works better. I got my medical marijuana card, and all of that other stuff, it would make my head feel weird. It would make me feel weird. And it was real weird because I felt like it stifled my creative mind a lot. Like, I just didn't have...
Well, a lot of weed will do that.
Yeah, the antidepressant.
Oh, really?
No, the weed doesn't bother me. But, like, when I was taking, like, the mood stabilizers and all that, I didn't really... Anytime I tried to be creative, it just felt like I had to follow some pattern or something. I needed to do something the right way. And getting off of all of that stuff, I really felt like I don't know. I just didn't like being on it. I'm not saying if, like, people need it, they shouldn't take it. I'm not saying that at all. You do what works for you between you and your doctor. But for me, personally, I feel better just not dealing with any of those pills anymore.
I think that's really interesting, too. I think that's really interesting, and I'm really glad that, medical is a thing now. I mean, I think it's been a long-needed thing. I mean, back in the day when we were turned teenagers, there's only 2 types of bud. There was, like, fucking Bobby Brown and KB. That's it. You either got good shit or bad shit. And now there's, like, all kinds of, like, perfected strains, like,
Or hydro.
Yeah, hydro, and
shoeweed, which came from someone's sock.
Shoeweed.
Shoeweed.
But what worked for me, and as far as vaping goes, we're talking about vaping, was the cartridges.
Oh, those are nice. Yeah.
You can regulate your buzz off of that. I can just take 2-3 hits in the morning, and I'm stable. I'm good. Like, it leveled everything out great. Like, better than any ADD drug I've ever taken. And, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but at the time they were available, it was illegal, and you couldn't, cart it around. It's like, but this is my medicine. It makes me normal.
Yep. And I replaced my Xanax,
too many.
Yep. It's instead of Xanax, I don't take Xanax anymore. Which they won't give me with the ADHD medication anyway, but because they took away my Xanax, because I have bad anxiety problems and panic attacks and whatnot, and the Xanax was like, that was what my go-to for when I started to feel it getting bad, and I don't have that anymore. So let's try cannabis, and you know what? It helps. Like I mean, yes, I was a pothead all through high school, and yes, I enjoy marijuana. I really do, but that's not. I want to be able to just have it because I like it. But it does do so many things that help me. I have migraines, better. I sleep better. I have horrible insomnia sometimes, and it helps with all that. I have fibromyalgia, which is how I got my medical card. Just got a lot of benefits. So, I mean, it's just I prefer it over the other things I've tried.
Well, I mean, and then, we see, like, the opioid epidemic, and, for a long time, big pharma pushing, like, doing the whole vote Quimby thing, fuck marijuana, buy big pharma. Making a shitload of money off of, people getting addicted and dying and, just like giant things. And, there's the weed smokers over there like, it's not happening to me.
Nope. There you go. And I was on OxyContin every day for a while for my fibro because nothing else was working. And after a couple of months, I felt great. My pain was just gone. I felt completely fine. And it was an amazing feeling. But I mean, I was getting, okay, I'm just going to be real here. You cannot poop. You cannot poop when you take these. Okay, have you ever had opioid constipation?
So where was that last weekend?
Nobody likes to talk about it, but you will not shit for 5 days at a time, first of all. Second of all, you wake up in the morning and you want it. You can't wait to take it. And that, when I started waking up and being like, oh, I get to take Oxy now, I was like, you know what? I'm getting off of it. I'm going to apply for my medical marijuana card. And I called and I had them we weaned off. I'm like, I do not want to take this anymore. And I made them take me off of it. Because as soon as that feeling of, yes, I get my drugs now. I'm like, you know what? This is fibromyalgia is a rest of your life progressive kind of thing. It's only ever going to get worse.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Keep taking more and more and
Yeah,
more,
it's a
and I'm on it now.
thing,
I'm addicted in a year from now.
I've seen so many people fall from that.
I have seen it, and I'm going to be on heroin in 5 years, for fuck's sake. No, I got off of it, and I am very glad that I did. Now I still have pain, and I'll tell you what, when it all came back, it was the worst thing ever. But and the weed doesn't get rid of all of it, but it makes it tolerable, and it helps me relax, which makes it even better. It's actually getting to, you know, the tension and everything and helping me. So it's far more effective on a long-term basis, and nobody ever got physically addicted to weed.
Dude, my favorite
It's not a thing.
Do you remember back in the day those anti-drug commercials, and there was like that one particular one I always laughed my ass off at? Was these it's a car full of stoners clam baking, and they're just driving around the same drive-through over and over again, and then they hit that little girl on the bike, and it says, "Don't do drugs." And then you know what's so fucking funny about that is the fact that the stoners that they were aiming at were at home fucking ordering pizza because they weren't fucking driving anywhere. They're too goddamn lazy.
Nope. You know, on the way over here, we were talking about my old weekend activities in high school, which was typically big fast food run, beer run, and then a lot of weed and Cheech and Chong movies. We did all the runs, then went home and got messed up. Because by the time we lit up, we didn't want to move anywhere. We were in the couch. We were done. We had the bag of cold Taco Bell. We had the, you know, semi-warm, High Life. Anyway, we had those things. Those were there. We didn't go anywhere.
That's exactly my point.
No stoners motivated to drive through the drive-through 4 times, let alone, like, not even once, let alone 4 times.
Yeah,
we don't want to go anywhere.
You can definitely hear in those ads, like back in the day, it was like, "Oh, don't smoke those marijuana cigarettes. They lead to murder and rape and bad things. You're a criminal."
I mean, that's why I don't get high till I go, like, get ready for bed, and that's when I do, because if my kids are up, they're like, I'm smoking weed, they're coming out, they're like, "We want dinner." I'm like, I fed you yesterday, and this is bullshit.
Really, the only
Leave me alone.
Really, the only thing I don't like about it, I've never liked about it, really is just reeking of it in public.
I don't mind that at all.
I hate that so much. Like, I was dating this girl for a while, and we were like, you know, we were going to this like super fancy like restaurant, like, you know, over the top, 5 stars, you know, like $100 a bottle of wine, you know, beautiful Italian dishes, candle lights everywhere, people in suits, and she wants to clam bake the car out for it.
Well, okay, that's not
Dude,
very classy, no.
I'm not just sit there and fucking, you know, air my dirty laundry literally out, you know, something like that.
I don't care if I'm like at the store or something, but in that kind of situation, no, I wouldn't. But again, I do it before bed to, you know, relax my body and help me sleep.
Well, even still, I mean, still as a driver, you know, driving around, you might have, you know, like, you know, somebody might have chiefed around you, and, you know, you just, you know, reek of it and smell of it, and then, you know, a cop pulls you over, like, "Oh, I know that smell."
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, not me, trust me.
Well, that's why I like the cartridges too, is it's portable, just a little bit, and it doesn't stink you up. I had this one called 9-Pound Hammer, and it tasted like burnt kelp. It was awful, but oh my goodness, it actually felt like I got hit with a 9-pound hammer right there. And it knocked me right on my ass, and I wish I could find it again, because it was great. It's very good stuff.
Yeah, I never really smoked to get stoned. I really just sort of smoked to get, like, level.
Yeah, I do it at night. Get stoned, go to sleep.
Because
That's how I relax.
The butter on toast, like edible style butter on toast, like, you know, contemplating my life decisions.
Have you had my edibles?
No.
You gonna?
Okay.
So I'm gonna bring a treat for everybody next week.
See the fucked up thing about edibles to me is the way I was introduced to it. It was like, we had this girl who at a restaurant I worked at, she was a greeter, and they all called her Pocahontas because she was like, you know, this little Native American girl, but her name was Laura, and I respect that. And I never refer to her as such, but, you know, that was worth mentioning. Anyway, she had this like weed empire back somewhere in the woods. I don't even remember where we drove to. I don't think I remember anything from that trip anymore. Anyway, bought like two peanut butter cookies for like $30, okay? And she's like, "You're going to want to eat half of one. That's it." Never had edibles in my life. Broke one in half, ate the fucking edible. 20 minutes, I'm fucking hungry, and guess what I have in my lap?
2 more people. Well, one and a half more
One and a half peanut
butter
butter cookies. By the time I got home, I was fucking catatonic.
That's the dangerous thing about edibles is they're freaking delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old school. I do brownies usually, so I can't have them right now.
Yeah.
Well, one of these days, I'm bringing you guys a treat. Pretty soon.
Yay, Scooby snacks. I'm down for Scooby snacks. Who doesn't like Scooby snacks?
I don't know. I just feel like it's a good thing. Marijuana. It's a good thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I lost hours of my life, and I'm not. I forgot what I was thinking about.
Jacob, my 10-year-old, he's asking. He's like, "Mom, what are drugs?" And I'm like, "Well." I'm trying to give him like an overall. He's like, but why are drugs bad? I'm like, okay, not all drugs are bad. There are drugs that are out there to help you. Most drugs that exist are supposed to be like medicine. And then we went into the whole, I told him about DARE and how, they had all this stuff when I was a kid. And all that did was just, weird me out, honestly. I didn't even know what a cocaine was. And they're like, this is cocaine. I'm like, what's a cocaine? I don't know what that is. I'm 8, And I didn't need to see a pouch of cocaine from your fucking evidence locker. I didn't need that.
Oh,
and they act like smoking weed, you're going to jump out a window and land on an orphanage and blow it up or something one time. It's like, the most dangerous thing I ever did smoking pot was eat an entire rotisserie chicken with my fingers. And I literally thought it was because I had dry mouth at the same time. And I'm sitting there and I'm crying because I'm like, I'm going to choke to death, but I can't stop eating the chicken. It's so good. And I'm like, I had the munchies, I had dry mouth, and I had a cold chicken. It was not a good combination.
I think they summed it up when they said, cocaine's a hell of a drug. I'm not going to lie. I had my experimental time with it. And at the end of the day, I concluded, dude, what the fuck's the point of, blowing down a drug that only makes you want more of it, that psychs you out, and makes you want to run a fucking mile and your penis small.
Yeah, you can keep the uppers. I don't like any of that shit.
I'm good on that.
No, and I really don't mess with drugs in general. But I was trying to explain to him, that some drugs, like marijuana, he's gonna be around it at some point. I'm like, talk to me before you experiment with it, because there's
right.
you got to be careful where you get it from and all that. But it's not all bad. I said it can be very helpful, and I'm then like, oh my god, you're telling your 10-year-old that it's okay to smoke weed. Just I had to stop the conversation because I don't know how do you approach that.
Ask your mother if marijuana's right for you.
Right? Have you if you have kids, we've all been tempted just blow it in the doorway so they'll go to sleep, I wish that my kids could benefit from it, but no.
My parents just fucking used Benadryl.
Mine used whiskey. Grandma gave us whiskey for everything. You don't feel good, hot toddy. You're not sleepy, hot toddy.
Oh my god. Have you seen these? They have this wonderful mix of drugs now. It's great. They're called I think they're called little gummies. They're called Sleep. And it comes in this nice little modernly marketed jar.
Okay.
And it's got melatonin, tryptophan, whatever sleep agent drug that's legal to give kids in one jar.
Wow.
Holy fuck, dude! And it's amazing.
I might have to try it.
Yeah, they make an adult form too, and one of those.
Those are for kids. I give my kids melatonin. If it's every now and then, I'll give them the 3 milligram kids chewy or gummy or whatever. But you got. I don't know. I don't really see drugging my kids that much.
Well,
we got Benadryl a lot as kids, but
honestly,
that's dangerous.
Honestly, and I miss those. We should definitely get another jar, Bobby. When you pass out, it doesn't have the groggy effects in the morning. It doesn't make you grumpy, groggy, asshole, foggy. It's one shot. You're out within half an hour. You wake up at a reasonable time, and you feel fucking great.
If you remind me when you do get another bottle, just shoot me a picture.
Sure.
Text me a picture because I may want to try those out. Because my sleep has been just garbage lately. Especially the waking up. I have trouble staying asleep once I get to sleep. I've been having trouble sleeping, and then I also waking up every 2 hours. I don't need to pee or anything. I just wake up. I can't go back to sleep. It's the worst. This is the worst insomnia I've had since 2 years ago, and I didn't sleep for 6 months. I didn't sleep through the night.
Did you hear that just now, or is there somebody under the floorboards? Did you hear that? Oh, fuck that evil-eyed bastard.
Doing some Edgar Allan weirdness over there, I don't know.
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, okie doke.
On that note, Much more to come. We'll have some guests on next week. Some more shenanigans from Cleveland's Finest Podcast. Check out the YouTube channel, all that jazz. Any closing arguments?
Closing arguments?
We're entitled.
I don't have any argument for the entitled. I just really hope they do seek therapy, and if not, just kind of, go fuck off to a planet where you don't have to deal with them.
I need Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Make sure you share, follow us, Cleveland's Finest. Should have some new gear coming out soon at some point. We'll find out. But until then, #desire.
Groovy.
Hey, what my homie Mike P say? Rolling with us up when I get in the car. Got my light one up. Hit the gas station, going by a cigar. We can smoke this blunt. Speeding on the sunset, stripping the nighttime, yeah. Trying to get fucked up. Rolling with us up when I'm smoking. I'm to the grave with this. I learned how to roll the plate before I say the shit. Yeah, it's seventh grade shit. I was fucking OG pushing left and haze shit. Bad as fuck, I had it tucked inside my backpack in the front. My daddy found it in a month. He kicked me out, he had enough, so I got up. I'm in a picture, banging pizza with a crust. For a paycheck, I can go and spend on hella drugs, yeah. Spaceship, when I'm up there, I better motion with the needle on bust, yeah. I'm in the party with the skunks and the sluts, yeah. I'm rolling baby bigger than that with the touch, yeah. I'm a quarantine, but the weed man pulls up here. Got 100 packs of backwards, I can spend the next 4 months here. I'm spending 10K cash, I might pump up both blunts here. Filled up on gas and got high, but no stunts here. Mask on when I'm outside, drive past, don't waste time. Ass on my face high, strap on my waistline. Push it in, plug it up, hold it up, no play shine. Give a fuck out these cops, put my hood on like Trayvon. All of the numbers that W on my plan, I feel like Raekwon. Anytime I get an air, it's when I can throw on one up for the gang sign. I got the king with the guns, but now you play the guitar on the baseline. I heard them saying they doing it first, I'm doing the shit for the 8th time. I used to want to school, now I'm waking up and I got one in the backyard. I break a lot of rules, so you know I be driving the whip like a NASCAR. Never went Hollywood, got a house in the hills, I still smack y'all. Never say no to the blunt, I smoke it till it's all the way down to the ash, y'all. Rolling with us up when I'm in the car. Got the light one up. Hit the gas station, going by a cigar.
So hard, motherfuckers wanna find me. You are now watching a phone. Don't let me into my zone. Don't let me into my zone. I'm definitely in my zone.
Get hype. This is what we do. Yeah, live from Cleveland's Finest Podcast.
You are now watching a phone. Don't let me into my zone.
My man, good friend of mine, he's a media mogul out here in Cleveland, Ohio.
Bitch, I'm higher than the star shit. Had it up so I can't work. You would think I got paid first. Get that pussy out the frame. You would think I just gave birth. All we see is